Sorry, my bad. Take a right, go down 2 blocks. I didn't know. Hi, thank you for tuning in to That's the Setup podcast. I'm your host, Sharika Duncan, a new author of the Setup novel. Check me out on Instagram at Sharika Duncan and on Facebook as Sharika Duncan Author or my website, sharikaduncan.com.
What's up, world? It's your girl, Miss Angie, D-Town, Texas, 97.9 to Be Clear Radio. In the middle of IHOP at 3 in the morning, and y'all not gonna believe who at the counter. Make some noise for your girl, Black Pearl, in the building, baby.
How y'all doing?
Go tell everybody what it is.
Man, you know, it's Macon's very own Black Pearl. I literally just got a text that Miss Andrew was at Grant's Lounge, and I missed her, and I caught her in the Waffle House, y'all.
Waffle
y'all
House,
see the
Waffle
color back
House.
there. Oh,
right.
Man. But she, you know, everybody, we a little tired. It's all right, though. But I actually met her. We done saw him come on in the room. Honey, Jesus was in him himself.
Go ahead, give him a sample. Go ahead, give him a sample.
Come on in my room. Oh, come on in my room. Said, you know, Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all of my prescription. Gives me all of my medicine in my room. You don't hear me when I say I love.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to That's the Setup podcast. I'm your host, Sharika Duncan, and I have Miss Mayhew on, as well as a wonderful, talented, funny, gifted woman on the line who goes by Miss Auntie Angie. Welcome.
What's up? How y'all doing? Y'all better know it is Auntie Angie, girl. Yes, honey. I've been waiting on y'all as cute as I am. I'm still looking my cutest, honey. Yes, honey. Yes. So let's talk.
Yes, you are. Yes, we're so excited to have you, Miss Auntie Angie. And Roland, if you didn't know Auntie Angie, can you just let our listeners and Miss Roland know how we related?
Honey, listen, everybody always late on getting the memo, honey, but don't worry, I'm here. Listen, we are related, honey. Roland, you my niece, too. You just didn't know it. You just met me, but you my niece, too, honey. All is well, honey. It's always, I love people, and because I love people, I collect y'all as I go, honey. I probably got about 1,000 nieces, probably about 1,000 nephews. I mean, I meet them every day, honey. And that's just what I tell them. I'm y'all auntie. And they just say, okay, Auntie Angie. And that's just how it really pans out at the end of the day.
Yes.
Hello, Auntie Ben.
Yes, honey, because when she told me your name, girl, I called you Rolaids. I was like, who is my niece? Girl, I called you Rolaids. My bad.
Well, Auntie Angie, I just want to go ahead and break the ice. And I love the fact that you introduced yourself to us. And I must say, she is such a wonderful, energetic being. Like, just to hear her voice, how it gravitates, it does something to our inner being. You know, it's welcoming. And we're very, appreciative to have you on our podcast today. Now, can you share with us, what is your formal title? Like, what is it that you do? What should we say that your title is currently?
Let me think. Well, my currently title is I'm with the Senior Citizen Club, honey. I runs with the Senior Citizens. And that's what I currently do.
Okay.
I'm an on-air radio personality. I had been for years DJ in major nightclubs. hosted so many major events. But while I was doing all that with radio and all of that, I also had got my own business as well, which is a flower business that I own. So my titles come with a lot. I'm an auntie. I'm the DJ. I'm the flower lady. You name it, we claim it. And so when you ask me that, those would be those things. My positions in which I sit in.
Wow, that is so diversified.
And
what is the name of your flower business?
The name of my flower business is called Flowers from Nowhere Else, designed with you in mind. And I want the world to know. See, I didn't go to school for any of this. I didn't go to school to learn how to DJ. I didn't like baby dolls when I was growing up. So my dad bought me some turntables and a microphone. So I learned how to master my craft because it's something that I had taken an interest in. My flower business, same way. I never went to school for it. I have did an arrangement for the Real Talk show for Tamara. I sent her an all-white one. I have also done them for the mayors in different states. I've done them for the city capital. And I've been blessed over the years growing up, with these gifts, because this ain't something that I went to school for. So I know that God gifted me for these things. And I'm just super excited to see where I'm going in my life.
Right. Now, this is amazing, okay, by the way. Okay, so first I heard, you do a vast amount of hosting events in major settings, and you are a radio personality and DJ, professional DJ, expert matter. And inclusive, you make beautiful flower arrangements. Are these like artificial flowers, or is there a particular type of flower you use?
Well, we don't call them artificial. What we call them is a high quality in silk flower is what they're called. Most people say fake, and we don't call a vase, we call it a vase. I do the real as well as the silk stems. And when I do these arrangements, I don't have to meet you in person in order to create you something. My only question is, what is your favorite color? I can talk to somebody over the phone because they like my work, but in that time frame, their personality, I'm able to build something automatically. I tell people all the time, if you're looking to give me the instructions on how to build, I'm not your florist. You got to go find you someone else. Because my pieces, they're not duplicated. I never recreate one for somebody else because I don't know how to work like that. I get up in the middle of the night creating these looks because I don't have a vision. I might find a button or something that I like, and I'm able to create this whole arrangement off of a button. And again, I didn't go to school for this. I just woke up one morning, it was in the palm of my hand, and that's just what it's been for me when we talk about how do I design and to what level of creativity. They said that I'm not a florist. They say my work consists of it's like artwork that I do when I do these flower arrangements. I do artwork when I'm doing these. So, when I can't find a flower, I make them out of paper. You will never know that they're made out of paper. So I just always had imagination and creativity the majority of my life. So this is what it panned out to be.
Okay. So, Miss Angie, so you talk about how you're multi-talented and things like that. But you didn't mention about you being a community leader also. You're one of these people, you're not just out there hustling and providing talent over the airwaves or arranging your beautiful flower bouquet, but you're also a voice in your community also. So can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Listen, that is so correct. St. Louis is my birthplace. See, I lived the Ferguson moment. Ferguson was real for the state of Missouri. And with that comes Missouri, we were the last slave state while we were going through the Mike Brown. Racism is real across the country, but this is something that we lived, we experienced during the Mike Brown. I made New York Times. I'm in the Washington Post, St. Louis Post, you name it. I'm in there. Eric Holder, I love him to death. He came to Missouri unannounced. Nobody knew that he was there. I sit on their committee board. I'm gonna have to send y'all all my pictures, but I sat on the board, and this board consists of 7 people. It was 4 blacks and 3 whites, and he really wanted to know what was it that caused this, and what could they do to better where we were in our communities. Well, the thing with Mike Brown, and I want everybody to understand, see, he's not the first young African American to die in the hands of a white man. It's always been an ongoing thing. One day these kids just woke up because it was one of their friends that gotten killed. So I'm the lady that stood on the corner in front of the police department in Ferguson. This is a $1 million police department. They had just built this police department, and there's a tire place on the corner. The owner, I loved him, awesome guy. He allowed us to take over his parking lot. So it was a lot, and it was hard. So that was like my major, let's make a change in our community. I have lived in public housing where our kids only seen one thing. They go to school and come home to the same environment every day. So how can I change that? How can I enhance that? I went to the city. City council meetings is where you make change at. This is where it comes from. When people have issue, I tell them all the time, you want to go to the city councilman, because it is important on who your city councilman is and who is your leadership in these communities. So in order for me to make change, I went to Lincoln University as well. It's a historic black college in Jefferson City, Missouri. Dr. Kevin Brown was the president. He opened the door so my kids in my community can come there. I'm talking about education. Our kids had never been to this college, and it sits right in our community. We had mailboxes built where our kids can go and get books. So, we started a book club, and this takes place in Jefferson City, Missouri, public housing. I tell people it ain't where you live, but it's how you live. I lived in another poor community in Georgia. I didn't have no street lights. I made the news because I didn't have street lights. I told them they set me up to be killed or robbed in my community. I'm a taxpayer. Don't tell me I pay taxes, but I can't have these things that keeps me safe. So I have always had good leadership skills. But there's 3 type of people, and I want people to understand this. There's 3 type of people that live in the community. There's a group of people that don't care about anybody or anything in the community. There's another group of people in the community. They won't change, but they are too afraid to go get it. But then there's a third group of people like me. And those people like me, I'm going to get it, honey. I want it because you have to meet people where they are. I'm just glad that God loves me enough to say I can go and I got you. So that's basically how I move in my life with these things. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to be in a community, whether it's rich, in between, or the poor, because we all need
help. And that's awesome of you. That's very awesome. So because I know that you spend your time on the airways and you DJ, so you meet a lot of people, you mingle a lot, And I'm sure, you're careful of the message and stuff that you relay out there because someone's always recording or whatnot. So I want the listeners, if you can, to tell us, to share what methods or how do you analyze information or news that you receive. How do you analyze that, and how do you relay it back out to the mass, to the listeners?
Well, listen, information is important. And a lot of things, when it comes to us, it's already been verified before we even talk about it. It's already been verified. But then when it has to go back out to the community, see, being on air is one thing because they can hear it. But it's something different when you able to literally stand in front of people. And when you able to stand in front of people, because, see, can't nothing really beat word of mouth, but they able to receive more. They able to see that, there's compassion for whatever this issue is. Like this coronavirus thing that's going on right now. It's so big right now. There's a group of people that are so afraid to come out. Then there's another group of people, that just ain't going to do right. 9 out of 10 is us. It's the black people. Girl, we ain't going to do it right. We design and listen. This is how, instead of, we'll focus on it once information comes out, but then we'll change the dialogue of it. Now it's all about the mask. Now you got people designing all these different masks, and it's not about the mask. Really, it's about this information on how this virus and the symptoms of this virus. Like this, that was valid information, but we stirred away from that. So now we on this mask. Let's design a mask, or you got to have a mask. I say when everybody start wearing these masks, and I'm finna be funny right now, everybody that's wearing this mask, we should be robbing the banks right now. And I say that because we all dressed alike. We all got a mask on. So if we all got these
We in the building, how you be right? I'm trying to let you know this is how the story goes. It's your girl, this injury.
So we all need to be studying together. Like,
okay, you need to be careful with that, Auntie Angie, because I see you be hugging on Captain Ronald Johnson of Missouri Highway Patrol.
Honey, listen. Girl, listen, he smelled so good when I hugged him. I said, boy, you so sexy. Oh, my God. But see, this is the funny thing, even about Captain Ron. We always knew that he sat in a position. I had never met him in person until this Mike Brown thing, but this was the funny part. When I walked up to him and hugged him, about 5,000 people had passed him by. The media had been with me all while this had been going on. But when I hugged him, this is exactly what I whispered in his ear. I said, God is going to bless you in the process. The only reason he was out there is because Jay Nixon was our governor. Jay Nixon didn't know what to do, so they believe if they had a black face in front of this, that, there wouldn't be no more fires, or, the looting would stop. But it was not about that. That when he finally met me, we were in the middle of a nightclub, honey. That's when he met me in person for real. He said, Miss Angie, I said, boy, you so sexy. Oh, my God, you sexy.
Well, Miss Auntie Angie, I just gotta find out, how long have you been in this game? Because your record speaks for itself, and I know our time is limited, but I just want our listeners to get to know, and we want to make sure we get to ask you as much information as possible. How long have you been in this game?
Listen, when it comes to DJing, it started for me at the age of 10 when I became in leadership, fighting for people that didn't know how to fight for themselves, or people that was too afraid. I probably got in there by the time I was like in my mid-20s. Now, mind you, I'm a single mother. I had 4 children, but that was not important to me. What had been important to me is that people have to understand, in order to make change, one person can make a change in any community or any part of anywhere in their life. One person can make a change. And I say this to say this. As long as I got breath in my body, I will continue no matter where I live, no matter what part of the world I'm going to. I'm going to always fight for those people that ain't quite got it yet, or are too afraid to move forward. I don't understand that.
I do agree with you, and I feel that passion in your voice. Now, I've seen, we've done our homework, just a snippet, and I noticed that you was in the acquaintance of Cinderella. Like, how many celebrities have you interviewed, and who?
Ooh, okay, all right. Let me talk. Man, I have interviewed so many. My very first encounter. Let me talk about Nelly. Nelly is from St. Louis, my hometown. We was in the middle of Sprues. It's the nightclub. It's located on Washington, in St. Louis, Missouri. So when Nelly got discovered, see, Country Grammar was old. And You Can Find Me in St. Louis, that song was so old, but we were all jamming to it. And one day Universal Records walked in there. I'm the lady who made the announcement. Me and DJ Baby-O is his name. So this was a two-sided club. One side was for the senior citizens, which where I was hanging out at the time. And on the other side, it was all these young folks. But when Sony Records walked in the room, the owner came and said, Ms. Angie, can you send them some shouts out? And we did all of that. They went on the other side of the nightclub. I kid you not. They paid the DJ. I'm talking about when that song came on, the whole club went wow. When they went wow, I'm talking about it was unreal. I'm sorry, I said Sony's Universal Records. When they left, they waited 3 days and called the club owner looking for Nelly. His real name is Cornell Hayes. They found him 3 days later and offered him a record deal. So Nelly was like our homeboy. He was not in the city. He was a county mountie. But he was like the first that kicked off when I was like, oh, my God, like celeb. Like he would be the first one. But anybody else after that, I don't been with Smokey Robinson. I don't been with DMX. I don't been with the Yin Yang Twins, all the D-Town Texas and H-Town, Slim Thug, Charlie Boy, Bone, The Roll, you name it, we claim it. So I don't been with a lot. And then, like my picture, Be the Block. Her name was Blanche. She died some years ago. My picture with two other DJs, we were the background drops in like 19 major clubs in Dallas, Texas, all the way from Fort Worth to Arlington, big up to Mac Henry, B. Juice. Like, I've been with a lot of people, man, a lot of people.
Miss Roland.
And right now she's with Sky Entertainment. So we want to know, how did you get connected with them, and if you have any plans or any upcoming plans? Can you tell us about that?
Now, see, that goes to, again, I'm a DJ. My DJ Taylor Made. I met him. I was hosting the event. I came down for the Runway Festival. See, this is where it kind of kicked off. I was here in February in Tallahassee, Florida, and I was down here hosting for somebody else. And then they kept saying, come on, Miss Angie, we want to take you over here to FAMU. And I was like, I don't want to go to that. I already did the Runway Festival. I already did, though. I don't want to do that. So when I get over there, the music was sounding good. There was a guy on stage, and I went down there and said, listen, I need for you to send me and my homegirl some shouts out all the way from Texas and Georgia and Baltimore. And he was like, okay. So he was like, and what's your name? And I was like, shut up. I was like, everybody know Miss Angie. So he was like, I told him, I said, I'm a DJ. I'm on the radio station. Boy, I'm good. So he was like, come on up on stage, man. Listen, I went on stage. I had the bomb diggity time. And so Taylor Made was one of those DJs that I had met. So he said, Ms. Angie, he said, I got something going on. You should come and go. And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. So he was like, no, you going to like it. You going to like it. So I showed up over here at this black and white house. When I pulled up in the back, it got this beautiful tent. The first thing I thought of was, I'm going to have me a day party, white party out here. Girl, I already got plans for the building. So I go in and I meet Adam. I meet the Fire Entertainment. And when I met the founder, the owner, I just felt like this young man, his vision, his dream that he got, anytime you can find a young man with a vision or a dream, that's something that you hold on to. That's something that you be supportive of. That's something that you tell